Welcome to this video where I'm going to be talking about the video recording software and editing software that I use. I'm doing this video on request. I've had a lot of inquiries about this over the last 2.5 years, and a lot of requests for this kind of stuff. So I had another request today. I thought I'd finally do a video of it. So just real simple. I'm not the expert at this stuff, so all I'm really going to be showing you is what I use and how I do it. Everything I do, it's all on free software, and it's all very, very low tech, and that's the way I like it. I don't have a degree from Specs Howard, so I don't know how to use like sophisticated video editing software. There's certainly stuff available with a lot more bells and whistles than what I'm going to show you. But for those of you who have asked, a lot of you just had no idea how to do this, and so really that's who this video is for, so I so get you started and you start recording whatever, video games or whatever it is you're doing, instructional videos, etc. So the video screen capture software I use is called Debut, D-E-B-U-T, from NCH Software. So this is their homepage, and oh, actually no, it's not their homepage. This is their homepage. And so what I wanted to show you is when you navigate to the record video tool, this is the screen that comes up. And I wanted to show you this because if you download this version here, this is like a trial version, and it's going to want you to pay to activate it after a day or a week or whatever. Okay, but if you just go to Google and you search Debut, this is the link that comes up. You can see that it almost looks identical, except there's one big difference. Here it says download the free version. That's the version you want. If you just want the free version, make sure you click download the free version and not, the regular version. So download the free version, and it's not a very big file, and you'll be good to go. And then, when you start it, this is what comes up. This is the user interface here, and there's the record button here, which is, you can hotkey that, or you can just click it manually. This is the audio, showing you that it's picking up audio. I will say there's one little quirk about this, that about 5% of the time that I go to use this, it's not picking up audio, and I just go into the audio section under Tools, Options, and I just like uncheck and check the audio capture device I'm using, and then close down the program and reopen it, and it seems to fix it. I don't know what the deal with that is. I'm just letting you know, like, if you use this and you run into that problem, that seems to fix it. And you can save it in different file types. I just save it in .avi, and you can go through the options. You can record from a webcam. It's pretty simple. You can change the size of the screen here. I can't change this now, but if it wasn't recording, then I could change a little box here. Like if I didn't want to capture the whole screen, if I just wanted to capture part of the screen. Okay, I wanted to splice in a little segment because when I was editing that video, I realized there was something that might have been a little bit ambiguous. I wanted to make clear that, when you're using that Debut screen capture, it's just capturing whatever's on your screen. Right now, this is now I have pulled up the video editor for the video. Now, this is probably blowing your mind because that's the video that you're watching right now. But wait a minute. How does that work? Well, I'm just going to splice this part in. So this is the previous video that I did. And so this will be the segment. It'll like fade to black, and this will come up, and it's like a whole paradox. You got to sort out in your mind. But in any event, so what I wanted to make crystal clear is that, again, Debut is just capturing whatever is on your screen. So like if you want to do video game capture, like I'll just switch to the game. Here's DDO. Boom. And I can run around, run a quest, do a video, whatever I want to do. I tell my guildies happy holidays or Merry Christmas or whatever. And then I can say Merry Christmas to his Christmas Day. The help channel. Oops, I misspelled. It's not a Merry Christmas, it's a Merry Christmas. So yeah, you just switch the game. Now I will say there's one caveat with Debut. So I'm in windowed mode right now for DDO. When I switch to full screen, it wants to stop and then immediately start recording again. So then it would be a separate file that I would have so if I needed to splice those together. But usually I don't, most of my videos I do in full screen mode anyway, so I'm not really starting till that point anyways. And then when I leave full screen mode, it wants to stop recording again. So you hear a beep. You could turn that beep off if you want to, but you'll hear a beep telling you that it's starting. There's a different tone, like it's saying whether it's starting or stopping, and you'll recognize those. So I just want to mention that little caveat. But it doesn't cause me a problem for getting done what I need to do. All right, switching back to the rest of the video. And that's it. Pretty simple program. It does what I need it to do. It's free, so I like it. Alright, the video editing program I use is also a free program. It's just Windows Movie Maker. It's what should already be on your Windows. If you don't have it, if it's not already on your Windows, then you can just download it from Microsoft for free. And then this is what it looks like. Again, very simple storyboard. I've tried to use other programs. Like I have this VideoPad video editor here. And like there's just so much going on here. I've got like 3 windows up here and like multiple storyboards down here, and I tried to use can't even remember what it's called, NCSD or NS, I can't remember. When I did the key mapping video, I used a different editor, and it was kind of like this, and there was just a lot going on. It took me like way longer to do the video than normally because I don't know all these features in it, and honestly there's just nothing here that I even want. The only reason I used that other video editor is because it could do split screen, and that's something that Windows Movie Maker can't do. Although apparently there are different versions for other versions of Windows that I found out that there are a lot of like applications that you could download and add to it, and one of them is to do split screen. But for I guess the Windows version that I have, the Movie Maker version I have, can't use all those additional apps. You can look into it. So it just pulls up a single storyboard. You can scroll along anywhere you want. This is just the raw video file that I took when I did episode 17, which is Ritual Sacrifice. And I can add a title, my movie, and I don't type it in every time. I have this template that I just use. Work smarter, not harder. Okay. And then I can change the font. AR Julian is what I've been using for this series. And I can change the size. And I can change the color. I've been doing it in yellow. I've been doing a narrow outline with a dark blue border. And obviously this is not episode 5, this is episode 16, 17. Complete Ritual Sacrifice. Suckers! Level 18. That's what's coming. Alright, and then you can do different like effects. Like there's like a fading in and getting bigger, and that's what I use for I used to use for almost all my videos are this one, but I've been doing a different one for this series where it's just it doesn't get bigger, it's just the size that it is, and it just fades in. But you could do like a fast fade in from real small. You could do like soul flare or whatever it's called, all kinds of different effects. There's lots of different fun little templates you can use. But I'm just using this one here where it's just real simple, it just fades in. And you can watch it here on the little screen, or you can pop it up on the big screen. Right, and then it's going to go right into the video. And this is, like I said, it's a raw file, so there's me, I just started it, I'm clearing my throat before I get started. And then, welcome to episode 17. And then that's when I say, welcome, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what do I do now? I'm going to zoom in, and I can see the little blips of the audio here, right? And so I can see that's where I said welcome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut just ahead of that, because I don't want, you don't need to hear, you don't need that dead space. You don't hear me clearing my throat, right? I edited it out for you. Okay, so let's see.
Welcome.
Where are we at? Yeah, well, maybe I cut out a hair more than that. Okay, it should be good. And then I'm going to fade from black. There's all different kinds of fadings you can do, too. So you can do, like, a little funny triangle thing, or an X pattern, or, there's all these different things here that you can do. Like, you could do, like, a page thing. Okay, I'm tired of hearing myself already, aren't you? But I'm just going to do the fade. It's under animation. Fade to black. Boom, right there. So here's how it's going to look. Boom. Episode 17 preview. Sneak peek.
Welcome to episode 17 of Northwind.
See that?
The Druid True
There's the beginning of the video. So what do we do then? So now I can add captions if I want to, I can do like, so you know how like I really appreciate hearing from you guys, I really appreciate your comments. And I really appreciate, I know you guys are like checking my work and stuff, and if I say something wrong, I want to hear about it, and I'll make comments in the videos. Well, I guess that's on YouTube. When obviously the movie's already published at that point, so I can't. So I can add annotations on YouTube. But I actually watch. I don't just like truncate the beginning and the end of my movie and slap on a title and an end sequence and just publish it. I watch the whole thing and I listen to the things that I'm saying. It's something I'm distracted. I've talked about this before in my videos. I'm kind of distracted. I'm conscious that the video is going on and trying to focus on that and focus on the quest at the same time. So just want to say and do stupid shit, or I misspeak, and so a lot of times I have to add little comments that like sorry I misspoke. Okay, and then you can move that around wherever you want. Change the size of the box. A lot of times I like to put it off to the side so it's not in the main view area, and you can add a outline to it if you want to. So it stands out a little bit better. We'll do a narrow outline and we'll have that black, and so
True First Life series.
See what that looks like.
I'm level 18. In this video I'm going to be doing Elite.
So here's a caveat of this program. I don't know why, but you can see like how
18.
For some reason when I go to edit text, things will appear very pixelated and blurry, and the resolution just isn't there. It's an old VGA display, and so I don't know if there's some feature that can sort of change the resolution back to what it was or whatever. Most of the time, a lot of times when you're editing, you don't need it to be very clear, anyways. But if you do, like I always just save it. Okay, and then close it, and then reopen it, and then things are crystal clear again. So I don't know what the deal with that is, but I'm just showing you.
Welcome to episode 17 of Northwind.
Again, I'm not trying to make you an expert at this. I certainly am not. I'm just trying to show you what I do. So for those of you who have asked, and because you want to start recording videos, you can at least this gives you an idea of what I'm doing. I don't want that. But notice there's this text tool tab up there that popped up, and if you can add like music. Okay, you can add like a song or whatever, or a sound effect. Sometimes I like to add silly little sound effects, and then a new green tab will be up here, music tools, and you can actually add. There's a simple music editor, sound editor. It's pretty crude, but it works. Or if you want to get a little more fancy, like if I need to get a little more fancy, then I use this program called Audacity. It's free. It's pretty cool. It's got a lot of features on it. It's fairly intuitive to use. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. What else can we do? Let me zoom back out. Alright, and then I want to add I always add those, directed by, and then location, because I think it's funny. And then credits, which I always just delete, and I say thanks for watching. And I sometimes put a smiley face there, but in this on this font that I'm using for the Northwind series, the smiley face looks funny, so I don't do that. Alright. yellow with a dark blue outline. Filmed on location. This is the Twilight Canyon. Outline, color, and then directed by Ginger Spice of Sarlona. I often misspell my own name because of the way my fingers work, and it often comes out Gigner Spice. And so I'll bet there's a handful of my videos where I didn't catch it, because all the letters are there, just in the wrong order. Yellow, narrow, dark blue. But this is, I don't do like end credits like in over black, I always have it going over the video. So I want to move these into the video. I can move them around later, but I'm just moving them over there for now because I'm actually going to get rid of these black segments. And I was just to change this 1 to 1 second, and then I have it fade out. But I actually want to truncate first, so I'm going to get to the end of the video and figure out where I want it to end. I'm going to zoom back in. So I want to do more precise editing.
I'm not doing multiple lives here. It's one and out, one and done. Alright, thanks for watching. If you have questions about my videos, you can respond on YouTube. If you have questions about my build, you can respond on my build posts in the Druid forums. And if you're on Sarlona, you're welcome to send me a tell.
Click, click, stop. That's where I like to stop them. And I can see this big blip. This is where I was taking my headphones off, and it makes a lot of noise. Alright, so I'm going to split it there, and I'm going to get rid of all the noise of me taking my headphones off and the dead space after that, because you don't need to hear that and see that. And now I'm going to fade to black there. Okay, and then I'm going to take thanks for watching and put it down here. And filmed on location, put it down here. And directed by and put it down here. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. And now I'm going to get these all butted up to the end. With a little space in between. And then I'm going to watch it. Make sure things are spaced correctly.
Because I would want to make myself some green steel.
I'm going to turn down because I'm tired of listening to myself.
I'm not doing multiple lives here.
So see, I can watch it on a little screen there.
One and done.
Or if I want to full screen it.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have questions about my videos, you can respond on YouTube.
Too.
If you have questions about
now
my
it's
build,
like
you can respond on my build posts in the Druid forums. And
again.
if you're
so
on
that was a good
Sarlona,
amount, it's just like a little 1 second
in
between. Okay, so that's good. I'm happy with that. I'm going to zoom back out. So it's all on one page here. So there's the ending of my video that's done. My directed by and all that. Filmed on location. Thanks for watching. Fade to black, and that's a wrap. And then here's the beginning. And it fades in. Now I gotta watch the rest of it and see if I said anything stupid and make corrections there. So, at this point, you save the movie. You're saving, here you're saving the project. So I can open that back up and edit it in Windows Movie Maker. But when you're totally done editing it, you have to save it as a movie. So that it becomes like one file, not this parsed up thing. So you want to go to Save Movie here. And I traditionally used to use this YouTube format, thinking that this was like, some YouTube friendly format. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll just do that. And then, sometimes, the quality of that wasn't as good as I'd like, and sometimes it was particularly bad, so I'd save it in 1080 right up here, which takes a lot longer to save and a lot longer to upload. But it was actually the trailer to Northwind that somebody commented that it looked a lot nicer than some of my other videos, and I said so I saved it in 1080. It takes a lot longer though. But I actually been doing the whole Northwind series in the higher definition, the 1080. So I hope you guys have been appreciating the higher quality videos. I'm certainly happy to be providing you with a nicer looking image, but like I said, it does take like twice as like this file here. This is what, like a 30-minute file, 41-minute file. Okay, this is probably gonna take here. I bet this is gonna take. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't say here. It doesn't say time remaining, but this would probably take like an hour at least to save, just to give you an idea. So it's a little bit of a chunk of time. I mean, you could do other stuff while it's going on, but I'm just saying. Then this file will probably take 2 hours to upload to YouTube. So it definitely takes more time to do the higher definitions. But I'm really pleased with how they come out on YouTube compared to the YouTube format. When they're 1080, it's a lot nicer. So this is just the basics. Like I said, I'm not the expert, but hopefully for those of you who have asked questions, who have never used video capturing software before and video editing software before, hopefully this just gives you a basic idea of how some of it works, and you can get started. If you have questions about my videos, you can respond on YouTube. And if you are on Sarlona, you are welcome to send me a tell. And then this is the part of the video where I would go down here and I'd click stop.